Hi everyone, I'm Rusty Dog and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today we're going to be doing a full cold and dark start on the Avro Vulcan here. So we're here at RAF Lossiemouth in Scotland, which is where the Vulcans took off for Operation Sky Shield when they went over to America and quote nuked it. And this is actually on a different subject. This is plane XM607, which is one of the planes that took part in Operation Black Buck 1961, that flew on a bombing raid to through the Falklands War, I should say, during the Falklands War. Okay, so a couple of things you might want to prep. I've prepped these. You might want to do this yourself, just to make life a little bit easier during the startup procedure as we jump from panel to panel. A lot of the panel jumping is going to be done through here as we jump from first pilot to AEO engineer. But there's going to be a couple of views where you're going to want to maybe have a preset. Now, you should know, and it's a shame it's like this, but if you set preset cameras, if you do some custom cameras for this plane, it'll only do it for this specific plane. So if I'm in XM607 and I set all the custom cameras, and then I jump out and go into the other one of the other Vulcans, XM571, those custom cameras are not going to be there. But I've set up 3 custom cameras. I've actually set up 6, but only 3 you're going to need for this tutorial. So if you want to set those up, I'm going to show you how. I don't know if the keys I'm using for the custom cameras are default, but I use Shift Alt and then the number keys. Sorry, Control Alt and the number keys to save a camera, and then just Alt and the number key to load the camera. So if we take a look, if we go into the control options here and we go to keyboard, then we'll go by input and then we go Alt 1. So here we've got Control Alt 1, and so these are all custom cameras. So if we just erase that now and just type in custom, you can already see it, camera. So all these save cameras are on Control Alt and the numerical keys. Again, I can't remember whether that is default or not, but there it is. And then we've got the load custom cameras, which is the same as the save custom cameras, only it doesn't have the control key. It's just the Alt and the numbers. So I'm using 1, 2, and 3, but I also have 0, 9, and 8 set up for other things. I'll show you those. So in order to show you everything properly, let's get the console out first. Okay, and then camera 1 is to get underneath this lever. There's a lever, levers, sorry. There's 4 levers here, you can just see them. And they are guarding, those levers are actually guards which are guarding switches. And we need to be able to see under there. Now you can fiddle around and do all that. Blah blah blah, and go forward and then point up until you get the position that you want, and you want to end up with something like that, and actually see not only the guards but you can see the switches. Okay, so that's my Alt 1 camera, which I saved with Control Alt 1. My Alt 2 camera puts me here on this center console that you see here, but it puts me in this specific region where you've got these yellow outlines. So it's from these 3 white switches up to this top, yeah, all of this. Okay, and then the third camera that I think you're going to need is this one, which focuses directly just on the throttles, just like that. Okay, so that's about it. Now the other ones I've got set up, Alt 0 is for the GPS. Then I have got Alt 9 set up, Now these are the light controls for the co-pilot side. What this does is it turns on all the light displays on the panel here, so you can see the instruments at night. It's basically red on this side and then green on the pilot side, and then obviously Alt 8 would be the pilot side, which is the UV lighting here and here, and then we've got these three, these four, these are all dimmers. We've got red dimmers. Oh, so we can go red here too. I don't know where the other, like on here on this side I can make these instruments go green. I haven't found that option on this side. Maybe, no, maybe it's one of these. Anyway, so that's all you're going to need to set up. So the plane, when you start into it, will come with this closed. So let's start there. Okay, so assuming you have your camera set up, this is the cold and dark startup position. Okay, so now I'm assuming you've got fuel in the plane and the fuel you need. Not well, you just come here and you can set by any of the presets here. I'm going to go with, oh, it's already at, well, it wasn't, but it's at 75% now, which is going to be plenty enough for what we need. Yeah. All right. So, oh, and also while we're down there, let's remove the covers from the engines, because it wouldn't be good to keep those on. And okay, let's begin. So first thing we need to do is turn on the oxygen for both sides, and that is these little green levers here. Got one on that side, I can just about see that one. Alright, now then, on the EFB we now need to go to the engineer's position, which is here, and that takes us nicely onto this. So we want to turn on the batteries then, and that's this one, battery. Put that on, and now we can close the card. And then we'll go back to the EFB now. Wait, there we go. And we're going to turn on both power units, the ground and the air power. So we'll turn on both of those. And we'll see outside the plane. That's not really. Go back to this position. Now this is our, I believe this is our ground power, and this is the Palust, the air power. Alright, so we got those powering up. Okay, so back down here, and we want to go back to the engineer's panel now. There we go, AEO. And on the right side center, we have to flip back this yellow cover. Okay, which is our non-essential supplies, and we're going to go trip, and you'll see these go to the vertical position, and then we're going to reset them back down, and that looks fine. Okay, we can replace that cover now. Now, AAPP in this top quadrant here, this is basically the APU. It's a power generator in the plane. So let's go, let's put that on. So we're going to press the fire test first. Up and hold, that is fine. Okay, we have to do that by a matter of procedure. Right, so now we want to turn on the master switch, which is here. And then we have the oxygen and relight. That needs to go on. And the LP core has to be open. Let's close that guard again now. Okay, now we've got a start button here, and what I'm going to be doing is clicking until we see the yellow light, So that's the guard up. I'm going to click that, and that is the start button pressed. You have to see that yellow light, and then you should see the needle rising and the PSI. Fuel level high. And then I believe this should settle back a little. I don't think it's going to stay at 7, but we'll see. Because I know in the Boeing planes and stuff, it needle goes up and then it comes back down again, but it might be a different one. Alright, so now that we've got that powered, we need to click here on the AAPP and click it to on. There it is, turned. Now we're going to turn on the 2 of the alternators here. So we want to turn on these 2. That's 1. These are alternators number 1 and 4, as you can see here. 2 and 3 we'll get to later. And that's it. That's the AAPP now all running, and everything is good. So now we need to get back to the pilot seat, so let's bring this up and go to first pilot. And that puts us back here. Now in the lower console, which you can go like that, or you can press number 5 on the numpad and it should take you there. We want to power on the radios now, and to do that we go to this UHF panel. UHF, you can just see there, and we want to turn that 2 clicks to TR plus G. I'm going to turn the volume up just because I can. Okay, and now we can just reset our view back, and now we need our first custom camera because we need to get underneath here. Alright, so we're going to just pull these down and we're going to flick. These are all labeled here, and then we'll put the guards back up again. And that's all you need that view for, really. Okay, now the center console that we mentioned, let's bring that in now, because now we need to enable the fuel pumps. This is where we need the second camera, Alt 2. That puts us down here. Now there are 14 fuel pumps to turn on here, so we're going to do all of those. So we're going to start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, that's a bit. Now, autopilot is the next one we have to put on. We're not going to enable it, we're just going to get it powered. So for me, that is numpad 3. And we're just going to pull this up and then wait for this to turn white. The magnetic switchy thing. So, hoping it's going to turn white. And there it goes. Okay, now on the numpad, we want to press 6. That gets us here to the co-pilot's panel. And we're going to set the pressure selector to cruise. Now that is in here, so we want to move this, if I can do it, just there we go. And you'll see that this is in the guarded position. So this vertical here, that's now in the guarded position, and that's gone up to cruise. And yeah, and that's it. So now we need to turn on the external lights, that one, and then we're going to set the nav light here downwards into the flash position. Okay, and then if we look out the plane, you'll see starting to take shape. Okay, now we need our, let's come back here, and now we need our third camera, which is the throttles. Because now we need to put the throttles into the active position. Okay. Now to do that, we just need to click on each one until it moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. They're now active. Now that we've got them active, we want to put the throttles up to around 50%. For me, that's just getting near to the end of this silver band here on the throttle. So I'm just going to push it up somewhere around there, somewhere along those lines. Right, next thing is to press 5 on the numeric keypad, which gives us this panel, or our left console. You can also do it by just down there if you want, but I prefer this one because it gives us a nice view of everything we need. Okay, so now we've got to do the air cross feeds, and we want to open both of those. Now it says open, and we want to flick this down to rapid, as we're going to be doing the rapid start. And now we're going to start all the engines at the same time with this button. There they go. But we're not done yet. Once we start getting a heat haze from the back, you know everything is good to go. The flow is increasing there. You don't get too much heat haze effect, but there is just on this top wing edge here. You can see that we have some. Same here. Okay. So, now that we've done that, let's bring the throttles back to idle. We don't need them sitting at 50%. And then back here, we want to now remove chocks and bring in the crew door. It's basically going to close this. Alright, now back to the engineer's view, and we want to start all the 4 generators down here. So let's just do it this way, however, whatever makes you comfortable. Open all the guards, switch them all on, close all the guards. There we go. Okay. Now we need to sync up the alternator 2 here, so we're going to just move that to the number 2 position. Okay, so that's pointing to the number 2. Now alternators 2 and 3 are here, and we want to put those on, so we're going to put those on, close the guards, and now that the plane is powered, we do not need the ground power or the air ground power that produced ground power that's powered by air. Because air ground power doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Okay, back to the pilot view then, and we actually want to be back down in this left console here. So we want to close the bomb bay doors, which are open here. Now there is a marker here. You see this is in white. Bomb doors is in white because the bomb doors are open. Okay, so we're going to come down and we're going to move it to close. Once the bomb doors are closed, you'll see this go out. Once that goes out, we're good to go, and we can move that back into auto position. Alright, so that's that. We're nearly there. Okay, so we want to get back to this panel here, so I'm going to press the 5 button again. It's good because it lifts up the seat here. So now we want to press, we may have to do this twice. I don't know if it's because we need to do these first and then do these, but I'm going to do these here, A, R and E. I'm going to click on all 3 of those, and then also switch this yaw damper here down to number 1, and now we want to press these so that they go off. This is the pitch dampers and also the auto trim, and then we want, this is ARE as well, and we want to press those down. Now you wait a few seconds. If they do not go out, if those lights do not go out, this is where I'm wondering whether we press these first and then do these, but they haven't gone out, so we're going to press these again. Wait, and they should extinguish. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, back to the pilot view, making sure that all the warning lights are off. Main warning lights on that side and that side, the 2 orange, and they are. Into cam 6 then, and finally turn on both taxi lights, which is 2 clicks down, and I'm going to set the Q&H for the air pressure, which you can just press either B on the keyboard, or you can go to weather, go to meta, Aussie mouth 1018, which, yeah, good luck with that one. Don't think that translates here. Oh yeah, it does. It is. It's in the same values. So 1018. Once it clicks into 18, I like to go one more extra click, and that puts us about there. Okay, that's it. You are now ready to go. Holding dark start on the Vulcan. Okay, that's it. Yeah, further topics I might cover later. I don't know. I'm going to try out the navigation now and see if I can load in a flight plan and, you know, maybe do something. Maybe fly it, because the autopilot is down here. Now, I'm not sure if we have a key on the autopilot, do we? Let me just run through these. 1, 2, 3. Number 3. Yeah, of course it is. So, you can engage the autopilot with this one. You can track your flight plan with this one to wherever you're going. We've got altitude hold here, indicated airspeed here for climb and descent, and glide, which I think is for when you're finally coming in on ILS. And there's those RAE again. I don't quite know what they are, but yeah. Okay, so that'll cover this video for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.